led Helwa into his new cell. This is your assigned room for the next month. After that, well, what happens depends on you. He frowned. What do you mean? Right, I hadn't explained the tower yet. You're classified as the lowest tier of inmate. The only way to raise your rank is by climbing the prison's tower. As you climb, you'll be assigned to better quarters. I cleared my throat, deciding to make it official. I suppose I should introduce myself. My name is Garrett, and I'll be your personal guard for a while. He shot me a sharp glare. You're gonna follow me around like a tail. That's how you interpret it. I tilted my head. Close, but not exactly. My job is to make sure you don't die, lose any limbs, or suffer permanent injuries for the next month. Of course, most guards don't actually bother doing that, but I will. I'll protect you. I unshackled his cuffs. You protect me, he scoffed. You're way smaller and weaker than me. How can you even protect yourself? I blinked at him, confused. Inmate Helwa, that's why chi exists. Looks like you can't use it yet. He grumbled. So what if I can't? I threw a punch without warning. He barely managed to dodge. Not bad reflexes. Good, now try hitting me. He swung at me with all his strength. I caught it easily in one hand. His stance collapsed, and with a light push, he stumbled to the ground. What the hell was that? He growled. That's the difference between using chi and not using it, I said simply. Let me give you a tip. If someone tries to punch you, aim for their eyes. Most people can't defend their eyes. I extended my hand, expecting him to slap it away. Instead, he grabbed it, letting me pull him up. Is this part of your job too? He muttered. Nah, I said honestly. I'm just telling you because you're cute. It was the truth. He stiffened, then grumbled again, cheeks tight. Don't insult me. Insult? I tilted my head. But that was clearly a compliment. Why does he get annoyed every time? Anyway, back to business. The tower opens tomorrow. It only opens once a week. Like I said, pass the trials on each floor and you'll rise in rank. Fine, he said quickly without hesitation. I'll participate. Obedient, determined, and honestly, very cute. A few days later, Helwa was brawling with another prisoner on the ground floor. I leaned against the wall, watching from the sidelines. Hey, he called out. I sighed. It's Sir Garrett. Seriously, this kid never calls me by name. As stubborn as ever, I muttered. Hey, answer me, he shouted again, dodging a blow. That promise to protect me, was it just empty words? I tilted my head. Really? Did you almost die? Lose a limb? Suffer permanent damage? No, then relax. What you just experienced is only the beginning. If you look weak here, that's it, you're done. Seriously, this kid is too weak. How's he supposed to survive in this place without me? Then I felt it, sharp, cold, killing intent. I reacted instinctively, shaping a chi shield. The attack slammed into it and dispersed in sparks. Strong strike. If that had landed on him. I glanced at Helwa. Something like this, I said calmly, does count as an attack that damages the body. The nearby prisoners erupted in whispers. Did you see that? He protected him. Why would a guard bother? Loud enough for me to hear every word. I rolled my eyes. Of course I protected him. He's under my guard. I looked back at Helwa. Did you feel it? That was killing intent. He blinked, then smirked. Such kindness, giving a live demonstration. I could cry. Oh, really? Then go ahead, cry all you want. His face darkened. That's not what I meant. The way he bristled, all sharp and flustered, like a hissing cat. I couldn't help but grin. Anyway, I straightened. It's time, the tower's opening. Those who first arrive in Niflheim never understand why they're forced into the tower. The tower is the core of this prison, 100 floors, each with a different trial. Simply put, it's about surviving under extreme conditions. From the 1st to the 20th floor, the theme is bugs and beasts. I was lost in thought when Helwa's voice broke through. How did you do that earlier? I raised a brow. That shield, the one you made. So he really doesn't know what chi is. I almost pitied him. "It's good to be curious," I said lightly, "but right now your priority is survival." "What?" he started, but I cut him off. "Never mind. You've arrived at the tower." He froze, eyes flicking to the massive gates ahead. His nervousness bled through, almost palpable. Should I give him a hint? "Be careful not to get ripped apart," I advised, leaning close. "Especially your legs." He turned to me sharply, uncertainty written all over his face. "Now go in," I ordered, stepping back, "and come back alive." For a moment, he hesitated. Then his hand shot out, gripping mine. His eyes burned with something I couldn't quite read. "If I survive." Was he asking for a reward? Strange kid. "Well," I smirked, squeezing his hand once before pulling away. "If you survive, I'll tell you how I made that shield." His grip tightened for just a second. Then he let go and walked toward the gates. "Go on, Helwa. Let's see what kind of hero you're supposed to become." It felt strange, seeing the ground from above. I was always the one rolling in the dirt. This vantage point was new. "You must be the newbie under Stephen." A voice pulled my attention. A tall, rough-looking man stood there, grinning. "I'm Kane Dunst. Call me Sergeant Kane." I straightened my posture immediately. "It's an honor to meet you, Sergeant." He chuckled. "Relax. I tend to get along with rookies. You can even call me Big Brother." "Excuse me, was this man sensible?" "It's fine," Kane waved it off. "Stephen said you're a bit of a weirdo anyway, so go on, call me Big Brother." "Big Brother," I repeated reluctantly. Again. "Big Brother." For some reason, his grin faltered. His face twisted. This bastard actually called me Big Brother just because I told him to. Before I could react, he raised his leg to kick mine. Instinct took over. I infused chi into my leg, strengthening it in a flash. His strike connected. Then he staggered back with a pained groan, clutching his shin. "What the hell? Cloaking your body with chi, that's something only Imperial Knights do." I blinked. I didn't quite catch what he meant. He was still doubled over, muttering curses through clenched teeth. Finally, he waved me off with a glare. "That's enough. Just watch that mutt you're assigned to." "Yes, sir," I saluted smartly. The little male lead gripped a spear in his hands. Then the nightmare began. Rats poured out from every crack and shadow, so many it was impossible to count. They swarmed the ground, clawing, biting, climbing up prisoners' legs. Screams echoed as some tried to fend them off, others already collapsing under the tide of gnashing teeth. But Helwa stayed on his feet. His strikes weren't the strongest, but they were clean, efficient. He kept his distance, stabbing where it mattered, conserving his strength. Good kid, I thought. He was learning fast. Then he noticed it, the rhythm. 20 minutes of non-stop swarming, then a 5-minute break. Again, then again. A pattern. "This can't go on forever," his expression said. "There has to be a way through." His eyes suddenly flickered, like he remembered something. My words, my warning before he stepped inside. "Be careful not to get ripped apart, especially your legs." He realized there had been a hint, but what did it mean? He didn't understand. Our eyes met across the chaos. His were wide, pitiful in a way he'd never admit aloud. His lips moved, but his voice was swallowed by the shrieking swarm. "Hey, say something, anything." It was barely a whisper, but of course, I was smart enough to read him. "It's not hey, it's Sir Garrett," I corrected automatically. This male lead really was amusing. Should I give him another clue? "Circle and weapon," I mouthed. His brows furrowed, then his eyes narrowed. The rats surged back, endless waves of teeth and fur, but he suddenly froze. His gaze fixed on one of them, its belly marked with a faint red spot. An odd circle. He remembered my words. With a sudden burst of motion, he lunged forward and drove his spear into the red mark. The weapon flared with light. The prisoners around us gasped. "He awakened his chi," they whispered. Power rushed through him, and he cut down the swarm with renewed force. Rats fell in droves, but it was endless. They just kept coming. "Think, kid, I urged silently. Killing them one by one won't end this. Then his eyes darted toward the far corner, the place where the rats poured out. He ran toward it, shoving through the swarm until he reached a narrow stone bridge. On the other side was a gaping crack, the source of the infestation. The bridge was the only thing keeping the two sides connected. Without hesitation, Helwa raised his spear and smashed it down. The bridge collapsed. The tide of rats tumbled into the void. A metallic voice echoed through the chamber. First trial completed. Participants may now challenge the second floor of the tower. The room stilled. The corpses vanished. The ground returned to silence. Congratulations on making it through. The first trial wasn't the toughest, but it was his first time. Not only had he cleared it, he'd awakened his power. Straightforward as it was, recognition mattered. And the manual was clear: if participants succeed, reward them. So I clapped. Very impressive. This instructor is quite moved, I declared, still applauding. But how long was I supposed to keep clapping? The manual didn't say. Sir Garrett, you can stop clapping now, a guard finally called out. Thank you. He told me to report to Colonel Stephen and left. That's when I felt it, an ill will directed at me, not life-threatening but still sour. I ignored it. Then came that voice again. Hey. My eye twitched, that word again. In one motion, I grabbed him by the collar and yanked him down. It's not hey, it's Sir Garrett. I would appreciate it if you could finally remember your instructor's name. Helwa looked thoroughly annoyed. And another thing, I added, glaring up at him. You're way too tall. I kicked at his leg, making him stumble onto one knee. Perfect. I patted his head like he was some obedient pup. This height is just right. I gotta finish with nice compliment, cute, very cute. His expression darkened instantly.